A Métis writer friend of mine, I had drawn her once, and she said, well, that what I have to do is, before I draw, is to burn sweetgrass, which is a sort of, it's an indigenous way of smudging or making sure that the spirits are good around us and life affirming, that we don't want anything negative to come in, because I'm always totally letting go. So I'm wide open psychically. I had a sketchbook on me almost everywhere I went, and I would be working in pencil or pen, and sometimes I would put color on it, but I wasn't easy with color. I've always enjoyed drawing people, because that's what it's all about. It's all about me, it's all about you. You know, who are we? What do we look like? Can I get that down, what we look like and what we feel like? Now there's a challenge. How do we get our feelings down? When I was at the National Theatre School for acting, I actually took part in some of the designer classes, because I had a good friend who was going in for design, so I used to go with them, and I got very interested in doing the design of costumes. And not only did I learn how to produce a voice or move, but I could draw as well, because there were students learning how to draw the human body and how to make material flow on them, like draw costumes. So yeah, that's a long time ago. When I was in my late 20s, there was a very unusual turning point in my drawing and painting, because up to that time I had not got a handle on color. I didn't use color much. Didn't really know how to. And I was in Calgary, of all places, doing a play, and there was another gal in the cast with me, and we were kicking around with nothing to do because it was rehearsal time. And she said, I brought my Ouija board with me. Do you want to come up and try it? And I said, whoa, yeah, let's do that. So we sat on her bed, we put the Ouija board there between us, and I put our hands on the little table, and it started to move. And we asked it questions like, and it would start to say yes and no. And then Mary suddenly got up, and she moved away from the bed, and she got a piece of paper and a pen, and she said, I've tried to do automatic writing, but it never works. Maybe it'll work now. And sure enough, her arm just took off, and she started doing circles. Well, it seemed to me that her arm took off. And then we said, ask questions, and then we got a yes. She was very suspicious of it. She said, I think somehow it's me. But me, I was totally sold, because the feeling in the room when this was happening was amazing. And fortunately, we talked to somebody the next day when we went to rehearse in the play, and he said, don't do it again, because you could get really caught with negative energy. So we didn't do it again. But when I got home, I put some paper out and my pastels, and I said to myself, I'm going to let my arm go. And I said, arm, you go. I'm not going to have anything to do with you, and I want to draw David, this guy who was staying with us at the time, but he wasn't home at the moment. And so my arm took off and started going, and all this color, mostly blue, but it was like mist. It was very beautiful. And then this face came through, and it looked like David a bit, but sort of a soul face coming through the mist. Well, there started a whole change. Art connects me with myself and whatever it is I might be trying to look at. Like if I'm doing a painting of a person, I'm definitely getting to see that person quite automatically in ways that I don't think I could do if I thought about it. You're using your subconscious to select the paint or the color and put it on the whatever, let go to what it's trying to say. When I tend to do a lot of people that are there in the room, or you use a photograph, I go beyond the photograph. I might try to do a realistic face from the photograph, but then it goes somewhere else. And I might pick out another quality in the photograph. I'm working with the subconscious. The conscious and the subconscious is working together in that case. So it becomes fabulous to see all these people. And this subconscious needs, in some people, I think for me, it really needs to be expressed, because I'm like one of those people that is a writer, and many writers will say, if I don't writing, I'm a mess. And in a way, I have to paint, or I have to draw, because then my subconscious or my spirit is expressing itself.
What's it like to do a self-portrait when you're 80 years old?
Well, yeah, I haven't been totally truthful. I mean, I looked at myself, and it's interesting that I was able to look at myself with kindness, because now I look at this painting and this face that is my face, and I find that she's quite very kind. And that's a quality I would like to recognize in myself, actually, that I wouldn't have thought was there. I love the head scarf change quite a bit. So there's all these different levels within the person. And then I came across a pastel of myself that I did many years ago when I was quite young. It's interesting to compare the two. They're very, very different. Art allows you to let go to your higher self or your subconscious self. You may not think you have one, but you have this great morass of wonderful stuff inside you. How do you get it out? We're holding the mirror up to life, as Shakespeare said. Even if you're just drawing a pot of flowers, you go, oh, look at flowers, there are flowers. Well, it's not the same, but you know, I feel good about those flowers, and that feeling transfers to the mirror on my page. So, and then, I don't know, might go further, maybe not.